What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Average Joe Rating Climb. We're 2177. We're approaching that 2200 mark, getting quite close. Against e4, we'll stick with the chess mood openings here that we've been playing for a while. We'll play the French defense. He goes knight to d2, the Tarrasch variation. So the drawback of this move, instead of going to c3, the drawback is that you block your queen. The benefit is that we can't pin the knight with our bishop because now they could play c3 and chase us away. So it's a trade-off. But because they block the queen, we're going to play knight c6 and just attack it right away, okay? Taking advantage of that. Now, of course, they have two options here to defend, so we'll see which one our opponent chooses. They don't defend. As far as I can tell, that's just a blunder, because the pawn, we're just going to take a free pawn. So I think they were... I mean, I'm just scanning if there's some, like, crazy moves, but no, it's just a free pawn. It's, you know, queen g4 loses a fork. You can't go bishop b5. Even if you move your knight somewhere and attack me, I'm going to have time to retreat. So that was just a blunder. So white was not paying attention there, and we get a free pawn. So, oh, wow. Okay, yeah, this is going to be a fast game. I think, oh, there's almost a, okay. 5 moves. 5 moves. Well, I can't say that that's going to happen to you guys because that's a very rare situation, what we just witnessed. Yeah, I mean, okay, of course it's going to be 100 accuracy. I only played 4 moves. And, well, is there anything to say about that? I was going to say there's almost a crazy trap here where if I take here, they can go here with the fork, which is kind of a cool idea. The problem is it's check. So they can't do that. They have to move their king. I take the rook. And now you can go there, but it doesn't, my knight's already gone. I already took the rook. So it's just bad. Anyway, let's play another game because that was quick. Let's play e4. I didn't know the French defense was so strong. Okay, we got a 2200. So this is going to be a more challenging game, probably. So we're trying to go for the, it's called the Grand Prix attack, okay? But against knight c6, it's really a little bit better, I think, to play bishop b5, according to the chess mood courses anyway. Queen c7. Okay, so their idea is that they want to be able to recapture with the queen when we take. And I guess it does kind of temporarily stop us from playing f4 here because they could just take it. Although it gets interesting after we start harassing the queen a little bit with like d4 because they're going to lose some time, but maybe they can get away with it. So, of course, we could go knight d5 immediately, but then they just move their queen somewhere. They're probably fine. So I think what I'm going to do here, guys, yeah, I'm not sure about this move. I think probably we could just take and just continue with our plan. Let's just do that. We'll just keep it simple. I don't know if there's some other D3, maybe some other moves, but we'll just take it and play f4. This is what we wanted to do anyway. So we get the 2 pawns there, and now we can kind of go into the same setup. Okay? Okay, so usually we want a castle. Could also just play d3 or d4 right away. Let's think about d4 for a moment. We capture with an attack on the queen. The queen moves somewhere. Then we have to defend our knight, but then we have some problems here. Yeah, it could get a little tricky. That's not really the position that I want to play. So I think I'm going to go ahead and castle. Get the king out of the center. We're not worried about this. We could always take it. We can always tuck our king in the corner. No problem. Bishop g4, not a big deal. I'd be happy to trade that knight for a bishop. So let's just go with d3, I think. Yeah, we'll play d3. Okay, and our opponent is playing like a bullet game here. That's okay. We're going to take our time and make sure we're playing good moves. So I want to see them castle, and then we can launch the attack. But a good way to kind of prepare for that is going to be to move queen to e1. And the idea is, yep, once they castle, we now can very quickly and easily bring our queen over and join the attack. We can bring our knight in. We can push f5 and bring our bishop in. So the question now really is, do we play f5 or queen h4 first? That's the question. I don't think I'm necessarily worried about bishop g4 because If they want to trade here, it just brings my rook up and over. I think I'm happy with that. So I don't think we have to play f5 just yet. That being said, we probably could start with this move. The idea is we want to open up our bishop. I'll start with the queen. I'm not exactly sure here which one's better. But these are the two ideas that you generally want to have in your mind when you play the Grand Prix attack, okay? Like I said, f5 is basically just opening up the bishop and in a lot of cases opening up the rook too. If you imagine if we're able to trade here or even if they end up taking, we've completely opened up the lines for our pieces. That's what we want. But let's just go ahead and get the queen in position. Because for example, knight g5, and then we can play knight d5 to get rid of the knight and have a checkmate on h7. That's one way we could do it. Another way would be f5, bring in over the bishop to remove a defender and keep attacking that way. Sometimes you can even play e5 to chase this knight away. That's also an option that we should think about. Yeah, this doesn't concern me too much. I mean, even if you go here, I'm just going to go back, right? So I think I want to play knight g5. The only issue is, what about h6? Do I have a response? And I don't know that I necessarily am ready to sack anything there just yet. So probably what I'm going to do is play f5 now. Yeah. And the difference here is, like, now if I go here and they play h6, I can already start to consider sacking that knight here and just taking with the pawn. Okay, they take back, which is totally fine with me. And now, again, I'm thinking about this. I'm also thinking about bishop g5, bishop h6. I don't think I want to take because I don't want to let their bishop come and defend. So definitely knight g5, bishop h6 seem to be the moves. So knight g5, what about h6? Am I concerned? Not really. I could just keep attacking, bring the rook up, let him take back. Yeah, do we have enough, though? That's the question. Yeah, bishop h6 also looks pretty good. Lets my rook come over. We get rid of a strong defender. Bishop g5 so that we can take and then jump our knight in. Also looks good. So yeah, lots of ways to do this here, guys. Knight d5 right away, trade, and then knight h6. There's still this h6 move. Yeah, this h6 move is a very annoying move. So I think I am going to play bishop h6. I don't like this h6 move. So let's go ahead and blockade it. Now I can think about going here since they can't chase my knight away. I can also think about just taking the bishop and opening up the king. Okay, they take on e4. Yep, this is pretty normal. And what about knight g5? Right? We have the rook involved. We have a checkmate threat. Once we trade, we could sack and then trade and then checkmate, something along those lines. Guess we should analyze if we take right away, what happens? Maybe check, the king moves. No, I think I want to bring the knight in first. And the other move, maybe we could consider just taking back. Or taking with the knight to get rid of this. That's another one. But no, let's set it up first. Let's set it up first. Okay, so we're setting up this, right? The checkmate on h7. And now we have an immediate threat to sack here and trade. I think I'll have to calculate. Maybe we take first, then we sack, and then we come in, something like this. Let's see what black does, then we'll calculate. Looks like we should be getting very close to a checkmate, though. This is kind of the dream position here when you play the Grand Prix attack, and then it's just a question of, can you work out the tactics to finish off the game? All right, so let's see how black's going to try to defend, and then we will calculate. It's very difficult for them with their queen kind of misplaced over there. The queen is not able to really assist at all. Obviously, the rook cannot assist. This rook's not doing much. There's just not a lot of good defensive pieces for black. Only these two, which we're about to remove. And we just have a queen and a knight against a lone king, essentially. And the fact that we're losing pawns here, is irrelevant, right? Because when we checkmate the king, it doesn't matter. So if it was my turn right now, I think what I would do would be take. If you take with the pawn, it's checkmate. If you take with the king, there must be a checkmate. The question is, where is it? Let's see, check. Let's say you run this way. You could also play a knight here. Okay, they played bishop b7. So yeah, I definitely think we should probably just take it. Because if I sack the rook first, and let's just say they take back with the pawn. Now if I try to take here, then they're taking my knight. And I kind of need that knight. Or even if they take with the bishop and then they take, I kind of need that, I think. So yeah, I think the move is going to be here. They take. We sack. This is checkmate immediately. So they're going to probably try to run. And then it's just a question of, can we get checkmate? We could play rook f1. They can't run here because checkmate. They'd have to run here. Check here. Check here. I mean, I don't see. Oh, there it is. There's a checkmate. Yeah. Okay, so there's definitely checkmate there. So let's go ahead. Let's just make sure. The only thing black could be doing is trying to trick us here with the checkmate. So if I take, they take. I don't actually have time because I do get checkmated. So that's an interesting observation now that I think about it. Okay, but what we can do is play knight e4. We can play knight e4 to block it off. And then if they take, we sack again. Yeah, it must be a checkmate. It must be. Okay, we'll go ahead and take it. So a little bit tricky with, yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to checkmate me before I checkmate them. But I think we just block. And as far as I can tell, they're still getting mated because they can't use the knight. They can't use the knight because we still have the checkmate threat, right? And if they try to take me, I'm still going to sack, like I said, and come in with the queen. If they don't take me back and do some other random move like rook here, then there's going to be a different checkmate. Yeah, so let's go ahead and sack it. I'm going to do it quickly so I have some time to think. But as far as I can tell, this leads to checkmate, right? So this is the main threat. So rook h8 looks like this. This has to be checkmate, right? Let's think about it. We can go here, here. Or we can go here, here. Where's the checkmate? Queen g4. I mean, we have lots of good moves. Okay, let's take here. That seems pretty reasonable to start with. They're gonna go back, and then so we could take this. That's one way. As far as I can tell, that should lead to mate. You can also go maybe here or rook f1. Queen h6. Maybe queen h6 is the cleanest. So queen h6, we're saying I'm gonna go here next move, and you can't stop me. Is that true? Is that a true statement? You can't take my rook. You can't move this or this or this, which means you can move your rook somewhere that doesn't help. You can move your queen somewhere. Doesn't help defend this square. Bishop can't do anything. There's no checks. Pawn moves. No, you can't stop it. So I'm just going to go here and checkmate. Even if you sack your queen or something, it doesn't matter. I go checkmate. Okay, so queen h6 checkmate. So yeah, nice little attack. We'll check it with Stockfish, see if we maybe had a faster win somewhere, but this seems pretty clean. And good example of the Grand Prix attack. Yeah, they do resign. Good example of the Grand Prix attack, why it's so much fun. Oh, I didn't update my win count on the previous one, so I'll add 2 wins here. Okay, 91. Yeah, so pretty nice game. We probably had a couple of mistakes along the way. Let's see. But yeah, this is taught in the chess mood courses, the Grand Prix attack. It's great. This setup. Now, this apparently is not what Stockfish wanted in this particular position because of the move b5 and then b4. Typical Stockfish idea. Then f. I mean, yeah, there's some crazy stuff here that Stockfish says, but okay, let's not worry about that. Yep, so Stockfish liked the way the attack went. It likes bishop h6, bringing in the piece that wasn't doing anything to remove one of black's key defenders. It likes knight g5. I mean, my knight was attacked anyway, so I may as well go and bring it in. Yep. Yep, best move. Rook takes f6, best move. And it's really not that complicated, guys. Like, we want to checkmate. That's the only thing stopping us. So we sack our rook. Of course, don't make this mistake, right? And forget about the battery here and you lose the game. Okay, I could see some people making that one. But we leave the knight there to block this. We sack the rook to get rid of that guy. And now it's... Okay, I did miss a faster checkmate. If you guys would like to pause this, I'm actually mating 2. Which... I'm still... Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So it's knight e6 check. And the idea is you're going here checkmate, which I did not see. It's... If they take you, this is a cool checkmate pattern. And then if they don't take you and they go back, it's still checkmate. Because the knight is helping. So either way you look at it. Yeah, I missed that one. I felt like there maybe was something. But rook takes f7 also leads to a win. Queen h6 is the move. The reason it's not as good is because they could have played king g6. And then they survive a few extra moves. It's still going to be checkmate after the other rook comes over. But takes a little bit longer. Queen d5, you have to take on h7 and you checkmate them this way. Check, you run. And now they can't do anything. So, all right. Good example. Really good example of the Grand Prix attack. You know, this is it. You set up this position, okay? Then you move your queen over so you can come to h4. You play f5 to open everything up. You bring in the bishop. You bring in the knight. Checkmate the king. That's the basic idea. Let's go to the next game. Oh, we're 2192. And we're playing at 2,300. If we win this game, we are over 2,200, guys. Oh my. He plays the move g6. Which I'm going to play knight c3 again to keep myself, keep my options flexible here and see how he responds. I'm sorry, knight f6. No, this cannot be a good move. No, okay. This cannot be a good move. But the reason is because I'm going to push. And where is your knight going to go now? No. No, this is... The problem is this knight's going to get trapped, guys. I'm going to play d4 and g4, and then where's the knight going to go? Back to g7? I mean, this is so awkward for black. This is so awkward. I could even... If I play it now, maybe he jumps around and d4 and he jumps to e6. I mean... Yeah, so the question is, which way do I... This is clearly not a good opening for black. The question is, how do we punish it? So d4 or g4 is what I'm thinking. So g4, he's going to move, let's see, either here or here. If you go to g7, that's super awkward. Because you can't move your bishop. But I think I'll just play d4. You still can't move your bishop, because then I just do trap the knight. So he's going to play something like d6, let's just say. And then I play g4 anyway. You go back here. I could even play f4 and just get a huge space advantage. His pieces are very awkward. Yeah, let's do it. So you're going to see why this is bad, guys. You can't play chess this way. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that our opponent got to 2,300 playing an opening like this. I'm very surprised. Let's see if we can make them pay for it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is exactly what I said, I think. I have different ways to do it. I could play g4 with the pawn. I could also play bishop e2. And I suppose I could even just wait for now and do something else like maybe f4. But why wait? I mean, this just seems... Yeah, this just seems so good. You can't go here, you can't go here. So you have to go to g7. Super awkward square for your knight. And I think I'm going to play f4. Now, he might want to play h5, which maybe I should consider this. So, we could play bishop h6 to stop that. There is knight e6, though. And then what? We trade. Still seems pretty awkward. Bishop g2, h5, and then what? I don't want... I want to keep this pawn here because it's dominating the knight. So I want to keep the pawn there. Yeah, so I'm thinking bishop g2 is a good move. I wanted to play f4 initially, but now I'm wondering about h5. I'm just wondering about h5. Maybe I will play bishop h6, guys, because the other thing is black might take here and try to trade. I don't really want to go into an endgame. I want to use my space advantage and try to attack the king. So maybe I should go here. Yes, he does have knight e6. Then I take, and it's still pretty awkward for black, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then, oh, the other thing is if they take this way now when they trade queens, my rook comes into the game, which is very nice. Okay, let's go bishop h6. Yeah, this can't be good. Now, I don't know if I responded the best way. We'll see, but this cannot be a good opening for black. I don't think you can start the game like this. Will be interesting to check afterwards what the best response was. Okay, they do take, and I think I do have to take back. I don't think it makes sense to sack the pawn here, and I'm okay with this trade. Oh, there's bishop g4. I missed this, guys. I missed this. Well, let's think about it now. I don't think my position is awful because we might be able to get some pressure here with some attack on this with our active pieces, but I did overlook this one. Can I play, wait a second, can I play bishop g2? Sack the rook and then go here and get the rook right back? Okay, but then he just takes here. I take, yeah, it's not going to be good enough. Probably have to play either f3 to gain a tempo or rook d4. I kind of like rook d4 because I want to keep this open for my bishop. Also leaves options open for my knight to jump in. Yeah, let's do it. Is there knight f5? Wait a second. Knight f... Oh, wow. Knight f5 is a good move. Takes, and then they take me. Okay, because here's what I'm thinking, guys. If we play f3, this is a big threat if we can get this. A big threat if we can get it. All right, I think I have to play f3. This is an amazing move, knight f5 if I play rook d4. So, and I need the tempo. I need the tempo gain here. Tempo is just a move, basically. I need to win a move, essentially, to force black to do something with their bishop so they don't have time to deal with this weakness. And they're trying to stop it. Yeah, they're trying to stop it. So, knight d5, they have to take. At least we get the bishop pair. We still have a pretty active position. We're down a pawn, but okay, the game goes on. I kind of like that. Knight b5, unfortunately, allows knight a6, and they can defend. And then we don't have any more tricks. You can also play knight e4. But that doesn't seem very good. I think we have to go knight d5 and at least get rid of this bishop. But let's do that. He's going to take it, because otherwise you can't defend this weakness. Okay. Where do we put the rook is the question. Where do we put the rook? D3 gives me options. Sorry, gives me options to come over here, but then I block my bishop. I don't really want to block my bishop. Let's go to D2. Okay, so this is an interesting position. I'm a little bit upset at myself that I missed the pawn there. Not happy about that, but we're going to try to make the best of it. We're going to try to make the best of it. Let's see. Do we go here first and then bring in the knight? Yeah. Let's try to get the bishop on an active diagonal. They could play e6, but then they've given me some weaknesses that I could potentially... Okay, let's see if we can get a knight here. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. That's where I need my knight. Also need to defend this. Oh, could they have just taken my pawn, actually? Did I just miss that? Probably could have just taken that. Oops. Okay. Missing a lot of things here, guys. Let's play f4. Let's defend our pawn. If we end up trading these bishops, then these are kind of permanent weaknesses, and I really like my knight getting to e4. Also, my opponent's playing super fast, so I need to pick up the pace here. I'm going to run out of time. Yeah, it's still an interesting position because black has some weaknesses. Even though we're down the pawn, they do have some weaknesses if we can take advantage of them. So this game is not over just yet. This game is not over yet. Question is, do I go knight f3, g5, e4? Is that a more aggressive way to get there than this way? Yeah, knight f3 maybe is the way. Only issue is if they take away the g5 square, then I have a hard time getting there. I have to waste a move with my rook. Okay, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Also, I want to get this rook to d1 as fast as possible, so that's another thing I'm thinking about. Knight moves, king moves, rook comes over, or even just castles and rook comes over. Yeah, I must have misplayed something because I'm sure we had a really good position here, and I guess I messed it up. Maybe g4 was not the right approach. Okay, I'm going to go knight f3 because now I see a weakness here, so knight g5 makes a lot more sense to attack that. So knight g5. This is hard to deal with if you're black, so I think they have to do something right away here to deal with this. They might have to play like knight f5. Okay, knight h5. Similar idea. So if I take, they just take back. I have a weakness here. So I think what I will do instead is go bishop here. Trying to force this rook to an awkward square, which we did accomplish. Okay, great. Great. Now they want to play h6 next, so how are we going to react to that? Not totally sure. I could try to play castles. h6, rook comes over, they take, I take. That looks pretty good. I get a nice active thing, but then they take here. That's the only issue. If I play bishop f6, I'm losing a pawn, but then I'm opening up some squares for my pieces. Okay, let's castle. I think we have to try this. And I don't think rook d1 is good enough. h6, rook d1, takes. Then they just jump in here. They just jump in, and I don't really have a good follow-up. So probably I need to try bishop f6. So we're sacking another pawn here, which I don't love, but you're a bit... Okay, I didn't see that one. That's a good move, too. It's a very annoying move, actually. Because I have to waste time. That's why it's so annoying. I have to waste time. Okay, we have to go back. Unfortunately, I can't lose that piece. I wanted to get knight e5 in there. But if they play e5 now, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, only move. Yeah, this is good. This is smart. If I sack, takes. Nope, can't do that. Can't really do anything here. Wow. Let's try to attack the pawn. Also not lose on time. Yeah, it's... Oh, wait, can I? No, I can't. It's check. Yeah, I think I must have obviously messed this up somehow. Try to attack that. Probably gonna... So you might be able to just take that. Okay. Probably a losing endgame for us, but we'll try to hold on. I think they can just take this, but if they try to leave the pieces on, okay, they do. Two pawns, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We have to control this. We'll just try to hang on. Yeah, it's probably actually a mistake because they can just, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I mean, okay, it doesn't really matter. It's a losing position, so it doesn't really matter what I do. Yeah, this opening that they played was so bad. I'm really disappointed that we got into this position from it. There should have been a way to punish that. We have to see what we did wrong. Okay. They're just going to push. Can't really stop it, yeah. Unless they somehow like blunder their rook, which is not going to happen. We can't do anything. They're going to just take it, yeah. Okay, let's see what we did wrong. There was like surely some way we could have punished that. Okay. Pretty strong player, I guess. Yeah, this is just such an awful move. Okay, e5, d4. I should have played f4 first, which I did think about briefly. Just saving g4 as like as a threat. Like we'll play it when we need it. That just the best moment, but not overcommitting. And then you get extra support here so that if they take, you can just recapture. You don't have to worry about the queens coming off, which is what you want. So I should have played f4. Yeah, g4 was not very good. And then I blundered the pawn. I should have played knight b5 anyway. And then what was the idea here? I'll go to d4 and try to... Okay. Yeah, I just probably should have slowed down a little bit in the opening. I got a little careless because it was such a bad move. And I knew it was bad, but just because you know something's bad doesn't mean that you're automatically going to play the right moves. You gotta take your time. Yeah, I should have just slowed down right here. If I would have played f4, I don't know what they were going to play against this because I mean, if you take, then your knight still has a problem. You can never play bishop g7 because it always gets trapped. That's what I was talking about. So what was black going to play here? Go there anyway? And then I just develop my pieces and I have a great position? I don't know. But on the bright side, rating climb continues. So that's a good thing. And then, yeah, at the end, after that, it was pretty much over, unless black makes a mistake. They played this part of the game really well too, though, I think. Let's see, because I almost got some pressure, but knight h5 was good. e8, h6. Yeah, they played very well. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's go to the next game. I don't know. Yeah, anyway. Okay, let's go e6. Okay, exchange variation. So we're going to take it back. And interesting that they're not playing d4 here. So usually we don't have the option, but since we do, I'm considering it. Now, it does give white this square for their knight. Yeah, I'm just going to go with the setup that I was going to play anyway. So I'm going to let them play d4 now if they want. Basically, what we're going to go, okay, bishop b5. Wasn't really expecting that. Yeah, let's pin the knight. I'm trying to go queen d7 and castle queenside so we can attack over here. Yes, we do have to worry about this, but we can just block with a knight or a bishop is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm going to go bishop d6 and block with my knight. And if you're thinking that I'm hanging a pawn here, I actually had a tactic, which looks like they're trying to prevent. So I may go back to e6 here. If I go to h5 now, yeah, now it's not so good for me. The other option is I could just trade and then play here. Let's actually just do that. So I'm going to defend it with my knight. And if they try to take, they still lose their... They lose their queen to a tactic, so they can't take me back. So they just lost a piece. So, yeah, no, this I should have a way to defend. Maybe just knight f6 blocks off the queen. Maybe knight e7 also is a good move. Same tactic if they take me. If I go knight f6, rook e1 check, what happens? I can block. Should be okay for us. Then we're going to have time to castle the safety, no problem. But we can also just go there right away. Takes, check. And then I block. So which version is better? I don't know. Here, rook e1 castles. If they play king h1 to get away from the tactic, we can always play c6. I actually think I like that better. I actually think I do like that better. So I think I'm going to go here. So what's going on here, guys, is that this tactic is just constantly there, right? If they ever try to trade and bring the queen in, I'm always going to move my bishop over to h2 with a check. And when they take me back, I'm going to then take their queen, right? So they have to constantly be monitoring for that. Okay, so they're trying to take my knight out of the game by pinning it that they can take here. So I'm going to just simply castle. I'm no longer pinned, which means my knight is now defending again. And the same tactic exists, and there you go. They're getting away from it, right? But it takes him a move to do that, and now I can spend my move to defend my knight with another piece. So I don't actually lose the knight, and we essentially got a knight for a pawn. So they were playing way too fast and just missed the tactic, and yeah, now we're just up a piece. So still have to be careful, but I'm just going to look for ways to potentially trade pieces. I also think I see a cool idea. I'm going to go bishop c7, and I want to create a battery here on d6 with my queen so that we can threaten checkmate. Okay, and so I think I'm just going to go there right away. They're going to play g3, but that's fine. Yep, let's go ahead. So g3, and then I will probably play f6. I think this is the only move. I mean, unless you're going to go king g1 and try to run, but no, that seems too scary for them. So yeah, g3, okay. So f6, just to get rid of this, or I just leave it and bring my other rook over. The reason I'm considering this rook instead of this rook is because I like that this is defended, just in case something happens, right? Where this knight has to move for some reason. I don't want this happening. That's why I'm thinking of going here. Then I can also maybe move and push this pawn to like attack or something. So definitely this looks good. f6 is not bad either, but yeah, let's go here first. Just scanning, making sure I'm not missing any tactics or crazy moves where I lose a piece, but I don't think so. So we'll just go here. And actually, instead of f6, I could play h6. What's the difference? Well, they both chase the bishop away, but f6 allows my knight to be pinned, right? And h6 doesn't. So that's what I was thinking. They take me. So I guess we just take back. Which way? Well, when you are ahead material, the general rule is trade pieces, and it gets easier to win. So I think I want to take with the queen. Now, the only problem is, am I losing a piece here, right? But I don't think so, and here's why. I'm threatening to take their queen, okay? If they try to take me, I take their queen. So they have to take me first, but then I take my knight and get away from the attack. So I think they probably overlooked this, and now I'm just going into the endgame up a piece, which is exactly what I wanted. I could trade another set of rooks. The only problem with this one is that I have to give up control of the file to do it. So I don't think it's worth it in that particular situation. So I'll probably will just move my knight. Knight to b4 seems like a good move. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. What is this? What is this? So knight b4, bishop e7. Wow, didn't see that one. Trapping my rook and attacking my knight. But wait a second. I can take on here or fork the pieces. What's happening there? If they take me, I win the rook. That's fine. It's just a big trade, which is what we want. If they try to move anywhere else, yeah, no. Knight b4 is good. Knight b4 is good. And if they go with the rook first, takes... I don't have to take. I don't have to take. I could play... Okay, wait a second. Knight b4, rook e7 is interesting. Because then if I go here, 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 I lose a pawn. Okay, but I still have an extra piece. Then my rook can invade. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. It's actually a little tricky. You have to be careful because you can easily lose your advantage if some move like this works out for white. But it doesn't look like it does. But yeah, you definitely have to kind of consider those options. Also on rook e7, I can probably just play knight a6 if I want to avoid all those other lines. So we've got some choices there. Maybe even trading and taking on d3, letting them take here and taking back. Then we have a knight and a bishop against a rook. That's also a good endgame for me. Not as good as up a piece, though. So ideally, I would not want to do that. But it's possible in a worst-case situation. Okay, they do go for the bishop e7 line, but I have two options here. If the rook moves away, we just take it. If they take me, we take it, and we're fine. So the only move that would make any sense would be something like rook e3 or rook e2, let's just say. So rook e3. My knight is attacked. If I go bishop d8, they take a rook, I take a rook, it's defended. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I think we have to go knight c2. And the idea is we're still threatening to take a rook. We're still threatening that if they take here, we're just going to trade everything and be happy up a piece. And now they don't have the move rook e3, and anywhere else that they move their rook, I'm just taking. And now you've pinned yourself, essentially. I guess they could go to e4, but still. I take this, they take me. I take them, they take me, I take here. It's just a big trade. I actually come out up a piece in that line. Okay, they take here. So we force the trade, which I'm happy about, right? Like I said, I'm happy about this because it just gets easier for me the more pieces that come off. You have to move their bishop now, and we get to take another pawn. Also a fork and triple fork. White should be resigning very soon. I'll take this one. Let's attack the bishop. Okay. So here's a good example of, let's say you're playing a game, you're getting low on time, but you're winning. You're just trying to think, okay, what's the best thing to do? If you can sacrifice something but leads to a completely winning endgame for you, it might be a smart decision, practically speaking. That's what I'm going to do here. This is not the best move. I guarantee you Stockfish would not say to play this. But now I have this endgame 3 against 1 and 3 against 3. Super easy for me to win. I just pushed my pawns. The king is stuck here. And I'm always going to be able to win this, right? With very little thought. So I'll just blockade the pawns over here. I'll bring my king up. You know, you can pretty much do whatever you want. You can even just take this. It doesn't really matter. And these are my decoys. And while this king is over here taking these pawns, what am I going to be doing? Coming over here with my king, taking these pawns, and I'm going to win. It's very basic. You can't really mess this up. I mean, I guess you could, but I'm not going to mess this up. And so that's why, you know, giving up those pieces earlier was a good practical decision. Now I can push my pawn and win. Just get a queen. Okay, and whatever we want, I guess we go here, take the pawn. Now we have a queen against the king, super easy, so we'll go checkmate. All right. Good game to our opponent. Let's check the game review. Okay, yeah, 93. Oh, 2 brilliant moves. All right. All right. So what was the brilliant moves? It must have been when I was allowing the piece to get captured. I bet that's when it was. Yeah. So here, allowing him to take because I have the check that I was talking about. And then again, allowing him to take because I have the check. So we got the 2 back-to-back brilliant moves. Yeah, very good. Okay, let's see, one more game. I think we have time for it. 2194. So we still could get over 2200 if we win this next game. 8. Yes, this would put us over 2200. G3. Okay, well, one option that you have against G3, and you probably won't see this very much until you get to higher levels, but one option that you have is to play E6 and go into a stonewall, which is what I'm going to do. The reason you might want to play a stonewall is because it kind of limits this bishop a lot. You put your pawns like this. I'll probably play C6 here. Let me just think if I want to chase the bishop and take it first or not. I'll just play C6. So you put your pawns like this, and you really limit what white is trying to do. Okay, they're getting a little bit aggressive, a little bit pushy here with E4, so we are going to have to calculate a little bit here. Most people don't do this, so this is kind of rare, but let's see what's going to happen. So option 1, we pin the knight. Option 2, we break this pin with our bishop. Option 3, we force the trade right now. Option 4, maybe we do something else like take or bring out a knight. We have lots of options. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and get the bishop here. I'm going to go ahead and get the bishop. So now we have the bishop pair. And I'm not super concerned with this pawn. I think I'm probably just going to leave it because I'm still really solid, right? Even if they try to take me, I can take back. If they take me, I can take back. I don't really see what they're going to do. So I don't think we have to panic about that move. And they kind of have to take this. Otherwise, why did you even go to G5? If you're not going to trade this, why did you go there, right? But now I get the bishop pair and I get to bring out my queen. Okay, fine. We just take it. No big deal. Actually, I like this because now it lets out my bishop. Okay. There's a random check, but who cares? We'll just play bishop e7 and castle next move. And I think our position is already looking pretty nice. This bishop is going to be powerful for us. And white's not going to be able to really counter it because they traded their bishop. So bishop d6 and castles is what we're going to most likely do. Okay, I don't know. Knight's going to go here, here. They want to go here and here maybe, or queen h5 check. Okay, so yeah, bishop d6 seems like a good move. Now we can just take it. Okay, they play f4. So there's a weakness here we have to watch out for. But they've also created weaknesses here, so I'm going to keep an eye on that with my bishop. Yeah, probably just going to castle. I guess you could make an argument that you could castle the other way and then attack a little easier, but I think I'd rather just get the king out of the center right away. I can still attack this way if I want to, but I think we need some more pieces first. So I'm going to go bishop e6, common maneuver in the stonewall. A lot of times you can bring your bishop from here to here, and the way you would do it normally would be here, here, here. Because a lot of times there's a pawn on e6, right? So you could go like this. But in this case, there's no pawn, so I could just do this. Same idea, but a little bit better path for me. And I think I'll pause just for a moment and play knight d7. That's a move I'm going to want to play anyway. And now we can think about rook e8 or maybe continuing over here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and drop it back so that if they play knight f3, I'm ready to meet it with a pin. And potentially even trade this bad bishop for the white knight. So we're just kind of ready if that ever happens. Okay, so yeah, rook e8 seems good. Just get control of the file, I think. Any other moves that I want to play? I mean, we could start thinking about attacking the king. So what would that look like? h5, h4. Yeah, that's interesting. I would want my rooks to be able to get over there somehow, though. Okay, so for right now, I think I'm just going to go rook e8. Yeah, we'll go rook e8. We'll see what white's plan is going to be, and then we can decide. I go queen d3. Okay. So yeah, they've given me this diagonal now, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take it. So let's go bishop h5, which is nice. Got some good control. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Do I want to trade these bishops? Absolutely. This is their good defending bishop against their king. This is generally the bad bishop in the stonewall because it's on the same color as all your pawns. So absolutely, I want to take that guy. Now, I do have to worry about this annoying knight. That's one thing. But I think the king, maybe we can attack here. So let's think about how to do that. Let's think about how to do that. They're going to jump in here for sure. Do I play h5, h4 right away? I think that looks promising, but then I give up g5. Maybe that's too soon to give up g5. Rook e4 is an interesting move because they can't take me because they get forked, and I end up getting two pieces. Problem is they could still play knight e5. I wouldn't have time to take the pawn. And that's an interesting idea. Maybe it's too soon to do that. Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have thought about this a little more because this actually is kind of annoying. Yeah. Don't actually love it the more that I'm looking at it. Okay, we can play bishop c7, try to keep the bishop on the board. Or we can give up the bishop and then we have to reposition our knight to e6. Which is also probably fine. It's also probably fine. Or we just leave the knight and maybe just try to attack and work around it. That's also not a bad option. All right, I'm going to play g5 here. I'm going to go a little aggressive. And my plan is going to be to, on knight e5, I think what I'm going to do is play rook e7 and use this rook for two purposes, okay? Number one, I'm defending my knight. Number two, I might use it to defend my king if something happens. And number three, I might use it to try to attack white's king. So this is what I'm going for. I'm thinking of going g5, h5, h4, taking here and attacking on the h file. Yeah, I think we should do that. That way we keep the rook from getting to our king, but hopefully we can get to the opponent's king on the h file. Okay. So let's go ahead. All right. So we have to be a little careful because they might be wanting to do some sort of invasion here. So maybe now's a good moment, actually. Maybe now's a good moment to give up. The bishop's kind of stuck anyway. Yeah, so okay, what I think I'm going to do, guys. This is tricky. I'm going to go with bishop. I got to move a little bit faster. I'm going to get flagged. But the bishop's just stuck right now. White has done a good job of blockading all the diagonals. So I'm going to go ahead and give it up. Yes, we're going to have to worry about this pawn. Okay, so that is something. But I think I see a cool way to do it with knight c5, e6. Which, if you get a knight in front of a pawn like this, it's usually a very good setup for you. Because the knight just blockades it, but it's still very effective attacking stuff and helping support things. I think as long as we get this maneuver in, we are in good shape. White's okay. White's trying to stop me, looks like, which is probably smart. Okay, let me play b6 so I don't lose a pawn. And maybe we play c5, d4. We just have to defend this pawn first. I guess I could actually even just play knight c5 now because I've defended it, actually. Yeah, maybe that's the smart thing to do. Okay, yeah, knight c5 is a good move. Good move now. Look at this. Everything's defended. See that? And it's a tempo. So there we go. That's a very nice move for me. I could even consider going straight to e4. And if they take, we take back and we get this very interesting pawn structure. Okay, he's attacking my rook, so I do need to deal with that. I'm going to go here because I like this the 7th rank. It gives me lots of options on if I want to come over here and attack, if I want to just keep everything defended. Okay, we've got knight e4. He's going to d4 for sure to try to attack here. I can either stop that or I can go for e4 myself and try to attack over here. Ooh, both look very appealing. Both look very appealing. What to do? I'm going to go with the more aggressive option, but I don't know. Knight e6 is also very good. Like, both of these moves look very good. The issue for white is if you ever go here, I think you're getting forked. And if you go back to c3, I think you're getting forked a different way. So, okay, they're trying to avoid that. Maybe now is the moment, guys. Maybe now is the moment. Either h4 or I completely stop this with c5. Decisions. Wow. What to do? Let's stop it. This looks like an important square. I do create a weakness here, but I'm thinking queen c6. Look at that. Line up on the king. Get ready for some crazy checkmates or something. Yeah, queen c6 is going to be a strong move, I think. c3? Why did he play c? Because he doesn't want me to play d4. Okay. See that. Now we'll go h4. So we're going to try to pressure this way. Also bring the queen pressure this way. My knight is a monster now on e4. And okay, I can stop whatever white is doing by just bringing my queen. I wanted to go there anyway. So why not do it? Lining up, getting ready to sack something here. Could also trade and open up the rook first. There's probably a checkmate. Let's see if we can find it. Double check, king goes here, check, king goes here, check. That's mate, actually. So here he takes with the knight, though. Double check, king moves, check here, check. Yeah, it's checkmate. I believe it's checkmate. I believe it's checkmate. Now they might sack their rook, so let's pre-move the recapture. They probably have to sack their rook. I think they're getting mated otherwise. No, it's a mate, right? Double check. The king has to move because it's a double check. We go here. Checkmate. Yeah, it's beautiful. Double checks are very powerful because you have to move your king, right? You don't have time to take my queen because my knight was checking you. And now, if I didn't miscalculate, this is just checkmate. Yeah, it's just mate. Ooh. Nice finish to that one. Exciting checkmate at the end. And that's 2,200, guys. That is the game that puts us over 2,200. Wow, what a way to finish it. Fun one at the end. Let's take a look at that. Okay. So yeah, e4. Okay, h6 was good. All right. Bishop d6, castles. So I think we did mostly everything right. Okay, yeah, interesting. Stockfish does say it would not trade here because I guess allowing the knight to get to e5 is just a little bit too strong. So Stockfish would have played queen f7. And now it's your turn. You can jump in with your knight get rid of that guy and launch the attack yourself. And then I don't know what Stockfish wants to do. Oh, D4. What a move. D4, and then, oh, you can't block because checkmate. So you have to move your knight somewhere else. And then we like trap the knight over here. Oh, very clever. Okay, well, that's Stockfish. Didn't want me to block it up there. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, 94. So, I mean, 96 was a nice looking square, but when you have E4, it's just better to go for E4, right? And we saw why. We were getting closer to the king. And then once you set it up with this is extremely dangerous. You could see Stockfish says it's just already winning for black. There's just no... King G1 would have been a better try, but then... Oh, the rook is under attack. Yeah, the rook's under attack. So what if white would have played here, King G1? I was probably going to think about taking. It says H3. Okay, and you go for this checkmate. Yeah, I think my plan would have been to take and try to go like this. But Stockfish says no, white can recapture with the knight. And if I try to do it now... Oh, my F pawn is hanging, so I can't. So if I trade first, let's just say... It's not that simple to get through. It's not that simple. Okay, guys. I hope you enjoyed this rating climb. I need some suggestions on what we should do next. Whether that's another one, a new one with particular ratings, with a particular style, with something maybe totally different. Please let me know. How would this be more helpful or more enjoyable? What can we do different? What do you guys want to see? And yeah, stay sharp, play smart, take care.